What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a recent statement that Paul Pierce made on his podcast, saying that, in his opinion, he thinks that it is that you should, like, men should cheat on their girlfriends, right? And I just think that with all that's going on now, I just think that this statement was reckless by Paul Pierce, and it just basically was a goofy statement, right? When you think about it, when you think about, like, there's so much content out there with people, like there's the red pill content, or I guess they call it that, like this manosphere content, where guys are really just kind of like saying different things about women and taking a like calling them, what are they calling these women? Leftovers and stuff like that, and really just talking in negative ways about women, right? Then you have on the other side women talking about how they're independent and don't need men. Then when you look at what's going on in the economy and how people are getting laid off, and jobs are going away, and a lot of these jobs are turning in being able to be done by computers or machines and stuff like this right now is a time where I think, in my opinion, I just think that people need each other more now than uh in the past. Like, you probably could get away with being single and not having somebody in your life to help you to navigate and get past certain situations. But nowadays, with all these layoffs, and people are caught under all these student loans and stuff like that, you really can't. It's a time, in my opinion, for people to recognize that it's time for people to come together, right? And this is what's going on in the economy today. It's just making it more obvious that people need to really stick together and come together. All this, women are leftovers, and the situation where I don't need no man, all that stuff right there is it's been nonsense, right? It's always been nonsense. Men have always needed women, women have always needed men, but because how the economy was, people was able to get away with saying stuff, but living like that and saying stuff like that, and they probably really didn't realize or find out until it was too late that they had been misled. That both sides have been misled. And now when you got somebody like Paul Pierce saying that it's okay to cheat on your girlfriend, that right there, in my opinion, it just, you set, like, women in a position where they're going to be distrusting, and then they're going to be resentful to men. That's number one. Then number two, you set guys up for failure too, when they don't get to build bonds and build relationships with somebody who is going to be able to um take this journey in life with them. I don't really, and like I said, because of this economy, I'm seeing women now who have degrees and a ton of work experience. I had a couple friends, female friends, who have recently gotten laid off from their jobs, and these women don't even know what they're going to do. As far as, like, it's so many people out there now in the job market. It's getting harder to find a job, and they're single, and they're in debt. So this is a crazy stressful situation, and I think, like, statements like what Paul Pierce just made really don't help the situation. Not just women getting laid off, but you have men getting laid off too. And if you have two incomes in the house, that's good. At least you'll be able to maintain until you can find a way out of this difficult financial situation. And you'll be able to maintain with somebody that you trust, somebody that who has your back, somebody who that is working to, y'all working and building a life together. But you can't build a life with somebody if you don't trust them, and then if you follow advice from somebody like Paul Pierce saying that, you know, it's easy to, I mean, that it's okay to cheat on your mate, that it's just not good advice. And this is coming from somebody who is also, Paul Pierce is not like in no relationship or anything. And then when he put this out there publicly, that's going to attract to him the wrong kind of woman, because now whoever he's attracted to, they're coming in with an exit plan. And they're not there for Paul Pierce. They're not there to build anything. They looking for what they can get out of him for the amount of time that they're with him, and then they're going to move on. And so that's going to make him be even more probably cynical about his relationships and stuff like that. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And sometimes when you have athletes, though, in my opinion, when you have athletes and they have access to all these different women and stuff like that, it kind of, if they don't settle down with somebody like a high school sweetheart or something like that, the longer they go without settling down, it just makes it harder for them to find somebody, because now people are, you're kind of in a situation where you don't know who to trust. And you attract, like I say, you attract women who don't want to build anything with you. They just want to benefit from the work that you put in already. So and then that's how you become cynical. That's why Paul Pierce probably feel the way he feel. you know but I still got to think that he should know better than saying something like that, and putting that out there like it's okay to cheat. I just don't get his reasoning behind that. Like it's okay to cheat, and I don't know. I just don't get it. But my thing is, I want your opinion. I want to know, what do you think about, Paul Pierce's statement? Do you agree with Paul Pierce that it's okay for you to cheat, for the man to cheat on his girlfriend or cheat on his wife or whatever? Um, if you feel like it's okay, you know, let me know, and let me know why. Which, and let me know, like, what are the benefits to being able to, to cheat on your girlfriend, and why, shouldn't people be focused on, in my opinion, building a life together. And so when hard times hit, like what we're going through right now, in this job market and this economy, like when hard times hit, people, people need each other. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.